afternoon. Thank you for joining us for today's Sports Pavilion meeting. We are going to call the meeting to order. We have had a member resign for medical reasons, and we have two members that are absent today for medical emergencies. So we do have a quorum with 3 of our 5 members here, so we are good to go. So with that, I'm going to move forward with the minutes from the January meeting. So if either of you have any corrections or changes to those minutes? No? No corrections. Okay, so Karen will enter those. Thank you. And with that, we're going to move right into Barry, your reports, if you would. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The comparison of January 23 to January 22, league revenue, we're up $8,268. Open bowling revenue, we're up $356. Total bowling revenue, $8,624 plus. Food and beverage, we're up $5,695. Miscellaneous revenue, we're up $2,136. And grand total bowling revenue, we're up $16,455. Total games bowled, we're up 1,128 games, and the Lizard Acres Pub is a positive $3,543. Any questions?
Wow, that's great. Outstanding. Any questions from the committee? No. Any questions from our audience? No. Excellent numbers, Barry. Thank you. With the next item up, Barry, this is still you, and I think Cliff, are you going to talk a little bit on the bowling rates? Or Barry's going to, you're going to do it? Great, thank you, Barry.
This is not a right sheet. Okay. On the proposed increases for resident open, we're leaving that at $3. The resident open after 8, $275, same. Guest and non-resident open bowling, we're increasing to $4, which is 7%. And the guest and non-resident after 8, we're increasing to $375, which is an 8% increase. 3-game league play is going up 50 cents to $9. It's a 6% increase. 3-game league play after $8, $4% increase. League summer play up to $8, it's a 7% increase. No increase in 3-game charter club play, and no increase in the 3-game Wii bowling. The open discounts will remain the same, 10 cents for 1 league, and 2 leagues, you get 15-cent decrease in your open play. And the non-resident cards, they'll go up to $30 from the current $25. And the January through May summer cards will go up to $15. That's a 20% and a 25% increase. No increase in rental shoes, and annual locker fees, no increase in annual locker fees. And this is mainly due to the expenditures that we're spending to maintain the facility, an increase in machine parts and utilities and anything else goes along with the bowling center. That's all I have.
Thank you, Barry. Any questions, Jim or Cheryl? No. Okay. And I know the one question I had that I understand will be answered at the BNF committee regarding what type of range and the percentages we'll see that these increases will do.
Oh, you mean the total revenue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, all right.
Well, you can have a ballpark, but
I guess Cliff does have some information. I don't think it's on.
this better? Okay.
Thank
So
you.
the impact of these fees, the fee increases, as well as a fee increase for beer will also be in play. The impact of that will be roughly 50,000 in total.
Super, thank you.
Okay?
Great, thank you, Cliff.
Well,
I think one of the things, this is a good time probably to point out, some of you may have seen it, that one of the things that was on the front page of the Independent was me being quoted about the residents being given priority at the Sports Pavilion. And I wanted to make sure that people understand that it certainly is my position that we do need to give our residents priority over the non-residents, but we need to remember that we cannot forget that we also need the non-residents because they fill our bowling lanes as well. So that's the revenue we need as well to keep our bowling lanes going. So, and that seemed to have gotten left out of the article that I had said in the meeting, so I wanted to make that clear. But so with that, if there are no questions for Cliff, we'll move on to review of the BO4 and BO2. So there's been a lot of discussion regarding policy BO4, which is the bowling leagues, and this is the policy that's up for review this month. And what we'd like to do is add under 3.0 at the end, we'd just like to add the sentence, refer to policy BO2/subsection 3.1 for resident versus non-resident policy. And then they'll go see under BO2, they can refer to the 3.1 policy that we already have on BO2, which talks about the resident versus non-resident bowling, which is already in place. And then also on BO4, just some housekeeping regarding 4.0. For that policy, there's a policy statement. It refers to B2. They just left out the 0, so we'll add the BO2 and correct that. And then it refers to senior non-resident bowling. They left, that should be in parentheses, so Karen will correct that as well. So just some minor housekeeping. So we'll make those red line changes and have them available at our next meeting, Karen, for review, correct? If the committee is in consensus, we'll have those. I did forget, we'll go back to the bowling rates to make the recommendation, because I forgot to have the committee do a recommendation on the bowling rates.
Yes, we'll be back to that.
Okay.
Can I clarify just one thing? I don't know that you want to bring this redlining back to your committee. Do you just want to reach consensus to have that go on to the board? Are you all in agreement, or do you want to re-review it?
I think if we're in agreement, we can just reach consensus to move it forward. Okay, we can do that. We can go ahead and move it forward with that. Okay, perfect, thank you. And then that will move that one forward. And I apologize, we have to go back to the bowling rates. I just remembered we did not give the recommendation to move that forward. So if we have consensus from the committee, we'll make the recommendation to move those forward to the governing board. Okay. Karen, it's unanimous?
We're good.
Thank you. And with that, we have a Lizard Acres update, and is that, you, Barry, are you doing that, or
It's going to give some like financial information. Are you, Cliff, on the
Cliff,
financial part of Lizard Acres?
Cliff or Carl, who's
You
doing?
prepared? Okay. All I can tell you is we're still extremely busy. The
great.
music groups are doing very well, getting a lot of favorable response from the music we're doing on Friday, so everything's running really smooth.
I know I spent an afternoon in there last week, and it was extremely busy. We had a really good time, and the bartenders were extremely, just wonderful. They were so polite, so,
Did you hear that, Bill?
yes. I know, they were very busy. It was really busy in there. I mean, I've been in there many afternoons, but this one, I mean, it was packed for an afternoon, for a Thursday afternoon, let me say. But anything, and I don't know, Carl, did you have anything you wanted to add on the Lizard Acres, or no? Okay. So then, next up would be the 4.04 Sports Pavilion Restaurant/Bar Concept Subcommittee update. Is that going to be you, Carl? Okay. I knew I'd get you eventually to the podium, Carl.
Right on. So, 2 Fridays ago, we met for our first time for your committee's recommendation to have a subcommittee discuss Lizard Acres and any subject matter on the Memos Restaurant. I feel like we had a very positive meeting. The attendance was Joe and Jim on your committee, myself, Barry, and Bill. And we discussed an agenda that was put out there for thought, and I think we had a good hour's discussion, and Joe and Jim agreed that they would begin their homework for your benefit as the chairperson. And then I believe I received an email from yourself saying that you would like Joe to take the lead on that. So I defer that to Joe and look forward to Friday's meeting this week. Trish, the owner of Memos, will be attending. If there's an opportunity to ask her any questions, or if she had any vision that she would like to share for cooperating in the future with the Lizard Acres /restaurant, then she's there for that opportunity. And we look forward to the meeting.
Super, thank you.
Do you expect Joe back by this Friday?
I was just going to touch base on that. I don't know, are you aware that Joe is in Minneapolis?
I am not. No,
Okay.
nobody
He
informed me.
has a family emergency. I had an email from him this morning, and he is trying to get back before Friday. I told him to touch base with you, and if possible, if he wasn't going to make it back, maybe he could come in via Zoom.
No, I don't think that would be convenient. I think we got enough time to reschedule.
Okay.
And if he's been dealing with personal items, I imagine he hasn't been able to do the homework.
Okay.
And I think it's deserving of it because the subcommittee was created for that purpose. So let a little more time go by if he needs to reschedule.
Sure. So maybe you could touch.
I'm fine with that. I have the available Friday set for the purpose of this subcommittee, so Barry and I both.
Super. So if perhaps you guys can touch base with him, and that sounds like that would be better suited to move it to next Friday.
I'll email him this afternoon and respond to everybody in the subcommittee with what he recommends.
Excellent.
Cool?
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
that,
welcome.
Carl. Do we have any comments from the audience? Wow, if there are no any comments from committee, no? I believe this will be one of our shortest meetings yet. So our next meeting is March 15th, and with that, we will be adjourned. Thank you.